Everybody and welcome back. So I'm going to show you the new mod that came from Sigeili, and this is the new Snowwolf MFeng UX 200 watt mod. It does go up to 200 watts. It's got temperature control, it's got TCR settings, it's also got smart wattage recognition built right in. It also has like an insta fire, so as soon as you press the button it fires instantly, which I think is really nice. It's their new chipset that they put in it. So it's got some other features and protections that I'm going to talk to you about later, but yeah, let's go ahead and go down and take a look at the Snowwolf MFeng UX 200 watt mod. So here we are with the new Snowwolf MFeng UX mod by Sigeili. This is the box that it comes in. They also have a tank that they sent me, which is the Snowwolf Wolf Tank. This is actually was not sent together. It was actually packaged separately. So I guess they're going to be selling this separate. Not sure if it's going to be a package, but I'm going to be showing you both. So first, let's go ahead and go over the tank real quick. So with these new coils, you can, because they are made of stainless steel 316L wire. So I think that's great. You've actually got a 0.16 ohm and a 0.2 ohm. I do have mine in rainbow. It's going to come in a number of colors. A vape band, which I think is great that they actually provide that for you. So I think that's just awesome. I mean, it's just, this is definitely my kind of tank. So with the bubble glass, it does hold 6 mils of e-liquid. It also comes with a spare coil. This is the 0.16 ohm coil. The 0.16 ohm coil, this one actually ranges from 100 to 230 watts, but it's best between 120 to 200. So yeah, so this is a beefy coil right there. It does have bottom airflow. It's actually got 3 slits, 1, 2, 3, and they are on a stopper. Whatever you do to one side does happen to the other, and it's really a good tension too. It's not too soft or too small. It does have an 810 drip tip, but this is not goon style. If you notice, it does not have a ring on the inside, so I want to warn you about that. And then of course it is top filled. Screw this off. There we go. Okay, once you screw this off, it does have this whole knurling here. When you screw it off, it's got a really nice big fill hole here. Again, I do love the rainbow that it goes through, and it's all very well done. I think that the top is a little bit too many turns, but hey, it is what it is. And then you've got the nice designs on the bottom. On this bottom, it does say Snowwolf. Oops, sorry. It does say Snowwolf on the bottom, and it does have a protruding pin, but it's not for a hybrid. And then you open up the base. At the point that you actually open up the base, this is where you can actually change out your coils. I do love that they actually gave you the O-rings that match the tank. They're blue, so I think it brings out the blue in the tank, so that's great. Then of course you have the 0.2 ohm coil is this one. And this one is 0.2 ohms, and it is 60 to 150 watts, best between 80 and 140. And this is what that coil looks like. I like the fact that it's stainless steel, to be honest with you. Stainless steel also gives good flavor. So that's the threading that it goes into. Whenever you get a tank, even if you're not going to change out your coil, I always recommend taking out the coil and putting it back in just to make sure that it's threaded properly so you don't have any leaking. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in, turning it backwards until it clicks. Once it clicks, then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. As always, I always recommend that you go ahead and prime up your coil, because without priming up the coil, it will take longer for it to actually break in. And I'm actually going to be using this Toaster God. If you have not seen my review, this is actually by North Shore Vapor. You have to see it. Really good. To me, it tastes like a strawberry toaster strudel, which I love those because they're yummy. And then you just put some on the cotton on the outside. You don't necessarily have to do that, but I always do. And then you're going to put some on the inside just to start letting it get saturated. And then just screw that in. Once that's screwed in, you're going to go ahead and open up the top and fill it. Look how big. I'm really surprised at how big that hole is. I do like that. I much prefer, to be honest with you, the screw off tops than I do the slide back. That's just my opinion though. There we go. I'll put this on here. And then what we're going to do is actually let this sit while I talk to you about the mod. So that is the Snowwolf Wolf Tank. So we're going to go ahead and put that aside. This is the Snowwolf MFeng UX tank. On the back, you're going to get some kit contents and a little bit of specifications. It's going to tell you that it does go up to 200 watts. It gives you the resistance ranges from a 0.05 to 3 ohms. It tells you about the voltage output, and then of course your temperature control range from 100 degrees to 300 degrees Celsius and 200 to 570 in Fahrenheit. So that's that. You get the new MFeng, which I'm really excited about. So you're going to get the mod. In this box, you're going to get the USB charging cable. I do not recommend charging your batteries in a mod, but you can always use this for something else. I do like it. It's really, really nice and sturdy. And if you can tell, it's really long. So this is definitely one of my faves now. Not necessarily for charging my batteries, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then underneath here, you're going to get this QC pass card right here. It does have Snowwolf on the back, quality control certificate. You're also going to be getting this. Please keep your original receipt because this is how you can do your warranty. And then here is going to be your user manual. It's really, really thin. It's not much information. It goes a lot over the menu, but it doesn't really go too far into anything else. It does have more specifications and technical information right here. And yeah, so that's that. So let's go ahead and put that aside and take a look at the mod. This is the mod here. It is very, very similar to their original, which I absolutely love this mod. This is one of my favorite mods, to be honest with you, still to this day. If you notice, they look very, very similar. A lot of people were not a fan of the 3D wolf. I actually thought that it made it look absolutely stunning. So they did make the same rendition, but they made it without the 3D version of the wolf. So you do have the wolf on here, but it doesn't have the protruding head like this one did. So that was the original, and this is the new one. Also, they've made a couple more updates to this, which I'll show you. On the side, it does say Snowwolf. This is actually your firing button, and you can use it anywhere you want. The middle is pretty much in place, so if you can top it from the top or the bottom, that's not a problem. On this side, there's nothing. You do have a spring-loaded 510 pin right there, and it is nicely spring-loaded. And this does fit up to a 30 mil tank, and I'm going to show you that. At the end, I'll show you a 30 mil on top. And then, of course, you've got your LED display, and then you've got your down, your up, and then your USB port. This is a really nice, like, grindy type of material here, but it is a solid and zinc alloy mod. And the back, of course, you do have your wolf here. And then you do have the symbol for the MFeng UX right there. Now, to get into it, let me show you the battery compartment. Then you have the battery compartment door, which I think is a lot easier to open up than the original, to be honest with you. It does have 3 magnets here. And then this right here is an insulator for your batteries to give you a little bit more protection, which I really like. And on the back, you're going to see, if you take out your batteries, you're going to see the battery indications right here. And I love how it's really, really clear. Very, very clear. Usually I say to put it in white, but that's when your battery casings are actually in black and you can't see it. But this is really, really clearly indicated, so I do like that. So I'm just going to reinstall my Sigeili batteries, my favorite batteries. Put those back in. Go ahead and close that up. Now, if you notice, it is a 5-click on, 5-click off, but when you change the batteries or you lock this device, you're actually going to get this if you have it set. This is the child lock, which at first I seen another mod that had a type of a passcode on it. I was like, why would you do that? I think that this is a brilliant idea, especially if you're around children. This will actually lock it until you use it the next time and put in your code. I'm actually going to go ahead and put in my code. If I didn't forget it, you press your fire button and it goes to the next one. Let me see. There we go. Go to the next one and there we go. So I'm done, and press and hold it, and that way it'll tell you if your passcode is okay or not. On the front of the screen, it's going to tell you what mode you're in. I'm currently in the wattage mode. It's going to tell you your wattage, and then it's going to tell you your resistance. Being that I don't have a tank on it right now, the resistance is going to show at a 9.9 because I don't have anything on it. Right here, this little N, this means that I'm in normal vape strength. I'll show you how to change that in the menu. Now, normally, you would press your fire button to get into the menu, but in this case, for this mod, there's only 3 reasons to press the fire button. 1 is to turn it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll turn it off. And then, of course, back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can lock the mod. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If I can put my finger there, it'll lock it. And once it's locked, you're going to have to put in your passcode. So if you don't want to put in a passcode, you definitely want to go ahead and turn that off, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, and press and hold. And then it's unlocked. So that's the only way to unlock it. So to get into the menu, I love this. You're actually going to be using the plus and minus at the same time. This will get you into the menu settings. You don't have to worry about the fire button except for to select your options. So the first one is going to be mode. When you go into mode, it's going to be for power. Power means wattage mode. So we were already in wattage mode, so we don't have to select that one. The next one is actually going to be temperature control. So in temperature control, you can actually pick TCR, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, and then back to TCR. In TCR setting, you actually have 5 different memories you can actually set for them. We'll go ahead and go into the memory. In here, you can actually select your range if you know exactly what TCR range that you're going to be using. Press and hold and it'll get you right out of it. And then it'll ask you if you want Celsius or Fahrenheit. It does not round robin from Celsius to Fahrenheit. You actually have to pick which one you want. So I'm going to pick Fahrenheit, and then after I pick Fahrenheit, it's going to actually change it to TC right here. It's going to show me TCR memory 2. It's going to give me my resistance. It's going to give you voltage and show you that you're in Fahrenheit. And then back into TCR. And on your temperature control, we'll go ahead and select stainless steel. Select that. It'll do the same thing, Fahrenheit or Celsius. You'll go ahead and pick that. And then it's going to actually show you that you're in stainless steel right here. So very, very similar. Now you can change wattage in temperature control, but it's called preheat. So that's what we're going to go ahead and look at later on, more into the menu. Okay, the next one is going to be display. In display, you've actually got power saving mode where you can actually keep it on or turn it off, either way that you want to do it. And then you just select it. The next one is going to be brightness. This I love. Look how bright it is already. And it actually comes at 50%, which is still really, really bright. So the brightness, you have absolutely nothing to worry about with this mod because you can turn it up, you can turn it down, whichever is best for you, and it's very, very bright. I do like that. And then next into settings, this is where you can actually do your preheat. The preheat is actually for your temperature control. So you can go anywhere from 5 watts up to 200 watts in the preheat. And it does round robin just like the regular wattage does, which I'll show you in a minute. So there we go, and you press your up again, and it takes you round robin right to the beginning to the 5 watts. If you press your fire button one time, this is where you're going to actually get to your amount of seconds, and you can actually turn it up or turn it down, and it does go up to a full second. There you go, just like that. The next one is going to be child lock. This is like what I showed you at the beginning. This is where you can actually turn it off or turn it on. So I currently did turn it off so that it's not on and doing it every single time that the mod locks. Or when you lock your mod, it will actually go ahead and put the child lock back on it. So for those of you that do like the child lock, this is where you would select it. And then the next one is back. And then you're back again. It's literally that easy. Now, I do want to show you in the mode or in power mode, you can actually do also your preheat. The preheat is actually going to be your vape strength. So you can actually change your vape strength. I currently have mine on normal, but you can actually do hard, normal, soft, or user. User, you can actually go ahead and do like a preheat, just like you would in temperature control, so that for the first so many seconds, it'll actually be at that different wattage if you want it. I personally absolutely love it in just normal, so I'm going to put it back into normal. Preheat and normal. That's just my setting. And that's pretty much it. Now the mod does go up to 200 watts and it does round. Look at how fast that scrolls. I absolutely love the rolling scrolling rather than just seeing the display. So once it gets up to the 200 watts, you just hit it again and it'll go right back to the 5 watts and it'll go in 1 watt increments. If you do it fast, it'll go in 0.1 watt increments if you do it slow. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and put the tank back on it, and then we're going to go up and we're going to talk about it some more. So this is the Snowwolf MFeng UX 200 watt mod from Sigeili. And if you didn't notice, the wattage actually changed. It also has smart wattage recognition built into the chip that is in this mod. So you don't have to worry about setting it. It's automatically going to give you the suggested wattage that you should be at based off of the resistance of your coil. So I do like that. So that's it for the mod and the tank. So let's go on top and talk about it a little bit more. Okay, so here we are back on top. And before anything, I'm going to go ahead and have a vape and let you know how it performs. Absolutely awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm still getting really, really good flavor. Mesh coils are generally a little bit better in flavor, but the stainless steel to me has always been a very, very big and flavorful type of wire to use, even when I was making my own coils. So I do get really, really good flavor from the tank. Now again, they did send them to me 2 different pieces. I've got the mod and then I got the tank separately. So as far as I know, because I haven't been able to find it online yet, but as far as I know, they're actually going to be having the mod separate than the tank. So you can purchase either one separate. I'm not sure if they're going to be selling it as a kit though. So let's go ahead and go over the pros and cons over the tank itself for now. Just to get started, I do love the triangular airflow. Of course, if it's got 3 airflows, I really, really like it. It's not too airy though, as it usually is, because the airflow holes are kind of small. So they're not really, really massive. So you're not going to get like tremendous, tremendous airflow. Being that it is an 810 drip tip, I do wish that they would have put just a regular 810 drip tip rather than the proprietary 810 drip tip. And by proprietary, I mean it'll fit all the ones that have like the O-rings on the drip tip, not the ones that don't have the O-rings. So that is a subjective con, because if it's going to be 810, it should just be able to be compatible with Goon style drip tips. I do love the top fill. I just feel that it takes too long to fully unscrew it. So I think that I just wish that it didn't have as much threading, but it's really, really secure and it's not hard to grip and take off. So I do like that. It comes with 6 mil capacity, which is great for a tank, especially for a tank. I do love that. And of course it comes with the 2 bubble glasses, 1 installed and 1 extra. And then of course you've got your 2 stainless steel coils, which I think to have stainless steel coils included, I think is great, especially if it's coming with a mod that does have temperature control. For those of you that want to try temperature control, you can actually do it with stainless steel wire. So that's pretty much it for the tank itself. I do think that it's got really, really good flavor. I love the aesthetics of it. For me, it's just those couple little things that are a little bit of cons, but other than that, there's really not much. Now, I do want to let you know, because I know that a lot of you are going to ask, hey, does your Aromomizer Plus fit on there? It does fit on here, but it's actually got a little tiny bit of an overhang. Nothing that would keep me from using it on it, but it does have a little bit of an overhang. So if I put it on, which it kind of matches this, so I'm kind of liking it. It does have a little bit of overhang over here and over here, because it goes in a little bit. That's why you're getting the overhang. But otherwise, it does look just fine with it. It's not really, you know, too big. It fits to me perfectly. It just has that little tiny bit of overhang. So that is that. All right, about the mod, I'm going to go over my cons on the mod. And the only con that I can come up with the mod, to be honest with you, is that you can change your wattage and temperature control, but you can't do it while you're in temperature control. I like having the preheat settings, but I just wish that they were with the actual modes that they're in. If I go and I choose the mode for wattage, I want to have my wattage vape strengths right there, so that I can go ahead and change them while I'm in that mode. Excuse me. And then if in temperature control, I wish that there was a way that you can either like click maybe one button and the fire button, or some sort of a shortcut method where you can actually change the wattage while you're in temperature control, rather than to have to come out of temperature control and then go into the settings. So that to me is the only real con that I have to this. Otherwise, I absolutely love it. It works just as well as the original did, except for it doesn't have that 3D wolf. On the original, you did use the fire button to do most of your menu navigations. You would click it 3 times to get into the menu and things like that. This, you don't have to do that. You can actually go into the menu just by pressing the plus and minus, which leads me to my pros. Being able to do that and get right into the menu, I think is amazing. I like that idea rather than to press the fire button, because a lot of times when you're pressing your fire button to get into the selections, you're actually firing the mod. In the case that this is, I haven't had that problem. Whenever I'm trying to make a selection or anything like that, it does not fire while I'm doing it, which I do like. So that way I'm not worrying about burning out my coils or anything like that. The fire button just selects your menu settings until you get to the main screen, then it'll fire. Talking about firing, you can use either the top or the bottom to actually fire the mod, up or down. The middle you can't do, but you can do up or down. I do like that, and it's really, really fast. If you notice, as soon as I touch it, it's actually firing. So it does have like that insta-fire feel to it. Another pro is that it comes with a whole bunch of protections built into this chipset. You've actually got burn protection, overtime protection, overcharge protection, no load protection, low resistance protection, ESD circuit protection, short circuit protection, and low power protection. It comes with a whole bunch of different protections automatically built in by this chipset, which I think is really, really great. It does let you change the vape strength, which that to me is a pro, because I have noticed a couple mods that do not even have that selection when it comes to the tanks or being in power mode, that you can change it to normal, soft, or hard. So I really, really do like that. I think that the TCR settings are nice. I would have, in the curve setting or the user setting, I really wish that you can actually fluctuate it and do it more like a custom curve rather than just a preheat option. But that is a subjective, it's not even a con, it's just a suggestion that that's what I would have liked. It works perfectly the way that it is, but that would have just enhanced it a little bit more, in my opinion. Other than that, I think that it's a really, really solid mod. It does not come with a battery, so it does take two 18650 batteries that are not included. I do want to make sure that I tell you about that. Another huge pro for those of you out there is going to be the child lock. I saved that for last to talk to you about because I think the child lock is a really, really great new feature that is being featured in a couple of the mods that I've actually reviewed. A lot of people absolutely love that. I don't have little children around me, so I don't really have to worry about having it locked for children, but I understand the idea, and I think that it's a great feature that they added, and having a passcode I think is just awesome. Just don't let your kids see you putting in the passcode because they learn really, really quick. But I think that that is really, really a great idea that they did incorporate into the mod, and I think that it just makes it a little bit safer, in my opinion. Another pro is going to be the battery casing, where the batteries go. I think that it's really nice that it's really clearly indicated and you can see it really, really clear. I like that they put it in a different color rather than the standard black, which was hard to see. So that's pretty much it for my review. Other than that, the only other subjective con that I do have is that I don't see any battery ventilation. That to me is the only real big con to me in the mod itself, is the fact that I don't see any battery ventilation. There wasn't any battery ventilation in the original, and it did not cause me any problems because I think that it actually just, it just never heated up that much. Now for these coils, this one is the 0.2 ohm coil, and these are good from 60 to 150 watts. So it does have smart wattage recognition, another huge pro. So it's gonna read your resistance right there. So right now I have it on 83.3. So I'm gonna go ahead and have a vape, and then we'll bump it up a little bit more and see what happens. Right there is perfect. It really is. It really is perfect right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up. We'll go ahead and bump it up to, well, this scrolls so fast, we'll bump it up to 100. So I'm at 100 watts right now. It's a warm vape, but it's not too hot at all. I feel like it gives it a little bit too much power, but it's not where it's uncomfortable. Personally, I would not go over 100 watts, even though the coils are good up to 150 watts. And the best range is between 80 to 140. I personally don't see a need to go any higher, but if you want to, you can with this tank. So that's it for my testing. I'm not going to go any higher than that. But yeah, so that's it for my review. If you like the review, please give it a thumbs up. It always helps out. And I would love to know in the comments, what do you think? Like, do you like this one? Do you like it without the 3D Wolf, or do you like it better with the 3D Wolf? What's your opinion? Go ahead and leave me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.